Hello students, in today's video we will discuss what is atom and what is the structure of atom. Okay, this is very important concept regarding 11th standard as well as for 12th science standard students. So let's begin. First of all, what is atom? We will see a very simple definition of atom, which is atom is basic particle of a chemical element. This is very simple definition and very easy to remember as well. So what is atom? It is a basic particle of any chemical element. Now what is atom? Further we will say atom consists of a tiny central core, and that tiny central core we call it as nucleus. Okay, so atom consists of a tiny central core, which means it is nucleus is placed at the center of the atom, and we call it as nucleus, which is consist of, now nucleus is consists of protons and neutrons. This is very important point. Nucleus consists of protons and neutrons, and nucleus is surrounded by, this is also very important, nucleus is surrounded by regions of spaces occupied by electrons. This is very important basic information about atom, and we will see this diagrammatically as well. So what is atom? Atom is a basic particle of a chemical element, very simple definition, which consists of a tiny central core, we call it as nucleus, which consists of protons and neutrons. So basically protons and neutrons are present in nucleus, and nucleus is surrounded by regions of spaces occupied by electrons. Now I will show it by drawing a simple diagram here. Consider these diagrams circular. So first of all, this is basically atom. This is the central part. This is tiny central core, which we call it as nucleus. And we already said nucleus is consist of protons and neutrons. So this nucleus is made up of protons and neutrons. We also know that protons are positively charged. So I have drawn P plus here, but neutrons does not carry any charge. So they are chargeless species. So they are neutrons. Okay. And further we have said that nucleus is surrounded by regions of spaces. So these are the regions of spaces. These circular paths you can see, or the circular regions you can see, the regions of spaces which are occupied by electrons. So here I will draw electrons. Here I will show the electrons. And they are revolving around the nucleus. So this is basic of what is atom and what is structure of atom. Now we will go further. So the next part in structure of atom is composition of an atom. So let's get further. So what is composition of an atom? That is how we will show or how we will represent an atom like this. X, A, Z. This is the simple representation of any atom. Now what is this A, X and Z? Let us see this. Now the symbol A represents atomic mass, or you can say atomic mass number. Okay. Now, what is Z represents? Atomic number. There is a difference between atomic mass number and atomic number. Please keep in mind. And then what is X? X is the representation or symbol of that element. Okay. I will take an example of carbon. So for carbon, Z is 6 and A is 12. Now, what is A? A is atomic mass number and Z is atomic number. And what is C here? C here is representation or symbol of carbon. Okay. Now, we will see the actual meaning of A and Z. Now, what is atomic number? That is Z. It is nothing but number of electrons or number of protons present in that particular species, which means always number of electrons and number of protons are the same, which means in case of carbon, there are 6 electrons revolving around the nucleus, and also 6 protons which are present in the nucleus, because we already know that protons are present in the nucleus and electrons revolve around the nucleus. So electrons are present in outer part of the nucleus and protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus. Okay. So in case of carbon, atomic number is 6. That is, carbon contains 6 number of electrons and also 6 number of protons in their representation. Now what about A? A is 12. Now we already know that atomic mass number. What is mass? Mass of nucleus it is. So mass of nucleus, and we already know that nucleus is made up of proton and neutrons. So basically this value suggests the summation of protons and neutrons. So this 12 number suggests that there is total of 12. Total of what? Proton and neutron all together 12. Which means if there are 6 electrons, then what will be the number of protons? Proton will also be 6. Now we will calculate the number of neutrons. So neutrons will be 12 minus 6, which is equal to 6. So in this particular species, which is carbon, 6 carbon 12 species, number of electrons 6, number of protons also 6, and number of neutrons also 6. We will see one more example. Another example we will take of nitrogen, which is representation is this 7 nitrogen 14. What is 14? 14 is A, that is atomic mass number. What is 7? 7 is the Z. 7 is Z, which is atomic number, and N is nothing but X, which is the representation or the symbol of this nitrogen species. Now, what about A? A is nothing but atomic mass, and atomic mass means mass of nucleus, and we already know that nucleus is consists of proton plus neutrons. So in this particular case, proton plus neutron is equal to 14. And what about this number 7? Number 7 is atomic number of nitrogen, which means number of electrons equal to number of protons is equal to 7. Now, in this summation, if number of protons are 7, then how we will calculate number of neutrons? 14 minus 7, proton will go here, and number of neutrons will be again 7, which means in this particular species, 7 nitrogen N, there are number of electrons equal to 7, number of protons equal to 7, and number of neutrons equal to also 7. This is the way you will calculate number of electrons, number of protons, and number of neutrons. Very important thing is always number of electrons are always equal to number of protons. We will see one more example. Next, I will take oxygen. The representation is this: 8 oxygen 16. which means 16 is a atomic mass number, which is nothing but proton plus neutron is equal to 16. What is 8? Z, that is atomic number is 8, which means number of electrons equal to number of protons equal to 8. Now, if number of protons are 8 and total number is 16, then we will calculate 16 minus 8 is equal to n, which means again 8. So we got number of electrons 8, protons also 8, and neutrons also 8. Okay. Now we will see one more example, which is, let's take sodium, which is having 11 atomic number and 23 is the mass number. Now, as we already know, what this 23 is, proton plus neutron is 23, and 11 means number of electrons equal to number of protons is nothing but 11. So from this 23, protons are 11. Then how we will calculate number of neutrons? 23 minus 11, which is 12. So here we will get different numbers. So electrons 11, protons 11, and neutrons 12. Okay. So this was about the basic of what is atom and what is structure of atom, and also the composition of atom and how to represent any atom, and also how to find number of protons, electrons, and neutrons of any species. Thank you.